Hello there. Hi there. This is Lee Thurburn, and we are live again at 3 o'clock on Livestream Lee, as we are every day of the week, unless it's a holiday, in which case we're going to take the day off. But today's not a holiday, and so we're talking about business and we're talking about software. And today we're going to be working again on the multi-vendor marketplace application that is a cell phone app that has a marketplace that actually acts a lot like Etsy. And so I'm doing this, I'm building this live so that you'll see what's involved and understand why cell phone app pricing has taken a dramatic downward plunge. Because quite honestly, it's really pretty easy to build a cell phone. Build a cell phone app. Building a cell phone is a little harder. So we're going to continue the process today. We're going to be working on the historical record keeping, but we're also going to add some new vendors so that we have a little bit more of a sample of products that we can buy, so that we have a little bit more variety to our cart and to the history, so that we can test a variety of things. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in. After mentioning, I'm going to toss up a banner here. After mentioning that apricotrocket.com is the place to go to get information about the apps that we actually build and sell. And we sell apps for just $50, $49.95 a month. There's no setup fee, there's no contracts. It's basically you just buy the service. You get an app with a module attached, so that if you need a shopping cart, or need a vendor directory, or you need an event ticketing service capability, sell tickets online and scan them as they arrive. If you need an Instagram sort of tool, I mean, there's a variety of things that you can add to your app. They're all connected to the Apricot Rocket database, so you have a storage system as part of it. So quite honestly, it's an amazing deal for just $49.95 a month. Now, if you want to just build your own, if that's the kind of thing you're into, go to adalo.com, get an account. There is a cost associated with that, but go to adalo.com and get yourself an account, and then watch this whole series. And this app that we're building, this multi-vendor marketplace app, is actually a highly complicated app with lots of intricacies. And if you follow along and learn to build this app, which you can easily do step by step, you'll actually be capable of building pretty much any app that you want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue now by turning on the Adalo demo. And I was actually poking around, looking at some things, kind of refreshing myself. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a couple of accounts. I've gotten some pictures I just grabbed off the internet purely for this demo purpose. And we're going to go ahead and set up an account. So I'm going to click the button in the upper right hand corner to log out, and I'm going to create an account called pi@pi.com. Whoops, I can't log in. I'm setting up an account. Pi, and Pi is going to be the name, so I'm going to sign up as Pi, and we're going to make this a pizza place. So I'm going to click on profile, and I'm going to edit my profile, and I'm just going to put a little information in. Pi Guy, 777-888-9999, 123 Pi Street, Pi, Texas, 75757. Username is Pi Guy. Actually, I think username is Pi. Anyway, I'm just going to keep that the same. I'm going to put a picture of a pie as our main photo, and let's Let's come here to the directory where I have these. And I think I have a picture of a pie. Here's a picture of a pie. And we're going to update the user. And now we should have, yeah, we've got Pie Guy here. So we've got that. So I'm going to go ahead and log out. And I'm going to log back in as, let's create an account. We're going to create an account as Flower. Whoops. Flower. Oh, I got it. Yeah, Flower. I got to spell this correctly. Flower@flower.com. Flower. Sign up. And then we're going to do the same thing real quick. We're going to create an account for Flower. Okay. Edit profile. Flower Guy. 888-644-5555. 123 Flower. 23 Flower Street. Flower, Texas. 78787. Flower Guy. And we're going to get a picture of a flower, and we're going to load that up. So again, so that we just have a little bit of information here, we're going to use this picture of some flowers. Pretty generic picture. And so now we have Flower Guy. Now, you know what? It looks like our state is missing. So that's something that we're going to want to fix. Now I'm going to go back home, and we're logged in as Flowers. And so I'm going to click on View Products. And here's the product list. And how do we add products? Okay, so you know what? If I click here, I can edit products. I can edit products, but I can't add a product. Okay, so we need the ability to add a product. And so let's go ahead and add that to our profile. So we're going to zoom into the profile page. Whoops, wrong page. We're going to scooch over a little bit. And we're going to put a button up here that says Add Product. And I'm just going to copy the edit button. I'm going to move this over. And let's see here. Those are almost perfectly synchronized. And we're going to change the title of this edit button to Add Product. And now we're going to link. Let's see here. Do we have an Add Products page? I don't remember. So let's go look here. We're going to look at our list of screens, Add Product. So we do have an Add Product screen. And current vendor now unavailable on Add Product screen. Okay, now this is interesting. Notice it says current vendor is unavailable on Add Product screen. We're going to see what happens. This might goof things up a little bit, but let's go to Preview. And now we should still be logged in as Flower. So we're going to go to our profile, and we're going to click on Add Product. And we're going to click on, we're going to give it a name, Flower Arrangement. Price, we'll make it $15. And we'll just put a description. Beautiful flower arrangement. And we're going to choose a picture of a flower arrangement. Come down here and get this picture of a flower arrangement. And we're going to go ahead and create the product. All right, so now we have a flower arrangement added to the product list. Okay, so we got a product list with a flower arrangement. Now let's go to our profile, and we should have, well, it's got edit profile. Let's go to edit. Okay, looks like I'm going to have to go home and click on profile. We have some different footers. Here's my profile. I don't have any flowers shown here. So I've got the ability on my add product on my profile page to add a product, but I can't see the products that I own as a vendor. So, well, let's go back upstream here. View products, view vendors. If I click on view upgrade to vendor. Let's try this. If I click upgrade to vendor, Okay, now I am a vendor, and well, let's see here. Maybe I'm a vendor, maybe I'm not. Let's see. Let's go back home, and let's go to our profile. And I need to add products to my product profile. So there's some little cleanup work that we're going to do here. So here I've got order names, but I don't have products. Okay, so here's let's go down here. Here we've got a vendor. Here we've got a vendor profile, vendor detail. Okay, so how do we actually get to our vendor account? I have forgotten. So we're just going to click on preview again. This time we're going to look at view vendors. Okay, I've got ABC Drilling. I don't have the vendor that I just created shown. So I've got, I didn't go through the add vendor process. So I've got upgrade to vendor. Let's go back in and click on view vendors and upgrade to vendor. Where is my upgrade? So I've got add product, shipping product. I don't have, my link to upgrade to vendor doesn't, it takes me to vendor detail, but it doesn't give me the ability to upgrade to vendor like I intended to. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix that also. So we're going to come over here and we're going to zoom in so you can see I'm going to click upgrade to vendor, and that's going to take us to the add vendor page. It should take us linked to the add vendor page. So let's see what happens here. If I click vendor list, upgrade to vendor, that should take us to the add vendor page. And if I come to the add vendor page, what is I get here? So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to look at my data. So I don't have anything in particular here. I should be getting the create vendor screen, vendors, create new vendors. Okay, so we've got something going on that we need to debug. All right, so let's do this. Let's log out and let's log back in as Pi. So we already have an account, so we don't need to sign up. So I'm going to log in as Pi. And we're going to log in. So let's just go through this process. So we're going to click on view vendors and we're going to click upgrade to vendor. And that takes us to vendor detail. Okay, why does that take us to vendor detail? That should take us to the upgrade to vendor page. Okay, so let's go through this process here. If I click on view vendors, that takes me to the vendor list. And it doesn't send the current vendor because I don't know who the current vendor is. So that's okay. So if I click done, that takes me to the vendor list. Okay, so I go to the vendor list. Here's the vendor list. And it looks like I have, oh, I see what's going on. I've got something a little bit screwy here. Okay, so I've got this image in the wrong spot, and there we go. I'm gonna delete that image, and I think that image might have been causing a problem because I think it was covering the upgrade to vendor, and it was causing us to actually link somewhere. So, if you're not real careful, you can inadvertently drag elements from the element list into your live work area. So now that we've removed that image, now let's go and see if we can create a vendor correctly. I'm going to click on view vendors. Now I'm going to click upgrade to vendor. There we go. So what's the vendor name? Enter vendor name, Pi Guy. Okay, so we're going to create a vendor, Pi Guy. Now we've created, there we go. We've got our Pi Guy, and if we click on edit, now we can edit the Pi Guy vendor. Now we actually can go through a more extensive create vendor process than than we just did. But I'm going to go ahead and edit this. I'm going to go 123 Pie Street, Pie, Texas. Let's see here, TXAS. I'm just going to make it TX, zip 75757. I don't remember the phone, but I think it was 777-888-9999. And we're going to have an image related to the pie vendor, and we're going to put this thick pie in, which is what we did. Now we're going to go ahead and update vendor. And now we have a Pie Guy vendor we can click on, and now we can add a product. Okay, so now Pie Guy can add a product. So let's add a product. We actually don't need to add I'm going to go back and take the add a product off the profile page, because that's actually not where we want to add them. So we're going to call this Pizza Pie. And we're going to put a price of $17.50 on it, and delicious pie. And we'll get an image. We're going to go ahead and grab that same other pizza image, and we're going to toss that up here. And now we're going to create a product. Okay, and here we go. We've got a pizza pie. All right, that starts to, that starts to make sense. Now, we also have a flower arrangement, but that was put in under a profile page, under a profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can delete that. Now, I'm logged in as the pizza guy. Let's see if I can delete the flower arrangement, which is somebody else's product. Warning, are you sure? Yeah, let's go ahead and delete it. Okay, so we don't want to be able to delete. We don't want vendors to be able to delete other vendors' products. So we need to clean that up a little bit as well. So one thing at a time. Here's the vendor list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this little X. This is sometimes visible. This will only be visible if the logged in username is equal to the current vendor username. Okay, so if I click on this little chip, it should actually current vendor username. So let's see here, current vendor vendor username. So we're using usernames, but let's use emails. Let's go with a logged in user email is equal to the current vendor user email. Okay. So now let's see. Okay, so that's the vendor list. Let's go look at our product list. So here's our product list, and we likewise have a delete button here. So it should be sometimes visible. It should be visible if the current vendor, let's go here at the current product vendor let's see, current product vendor user email is not equal. It will be visible if the current product vendor is equal. That's what we want. We want it to be equal to the logged in user. So we need to change that because we're going to put the logged in user email. Okay, so now let's go check that. Preview. Let's go to our product list, view products, and I cannot see any delete buttons. Even though I'm logged in as the Pie Guy, I should actually be able to see the Pie Guy delete button because I'm logged in as the Pie Guy. Okay, so let's go back. Now let's look at vendors, and I have that one correct for the Pie Guy. Okay, so I need to go in and edit the product list because I should be able to delete my own stuff. Okay, so back on the product list, we're going to look at this. Sometimes visible if the current product vendor, let's see, if the current product vendor if the current product vendor VIN user email address is equal to the logged in user email. That should be giving us the ability to edit and delete. Is that the same? Is that the same that we have here for, let's go next door and look at the vendor list and look at exactly what we did here. Okay, sometimes visible. If logged in user email is equal to current vendor user email. So we did it the other way around. So let's go down here and go over product list. Let's do it the other way around. Okay, if sometimes visible, if logged in user email is equal to current product vendor VIN user email. All right, let's see if that change makes it visible the way we want it to be visible. And let's go to view products. Pizza guy, we still have an issue here, okay? So let's go to, again, let's check what we did here. So we have, if logged in user email is equal to current vendor user email. Okay, so now let's go down and go over if logged in user email is equal to, let's do this. We don't have a current vendor. So we have the current product and we have the product vendor, but we have a VIN user email, and that's not the same as the current vendor email. So we're going to need to check something here. We're going to need so the VIN user email, the email of the VIN user, that's the user associated with the vendor, that's associated with the product, that's associated with the current product. Okay, so logged in user email, if is equal, then we should be allowing. But that's not working the way that we want it to work. So I wonder why. Let's look here. Let's look at our data that we have coming in. And our data that we have coming in is we don't have the current product or the current vendor data here. If I click on this list, we have products, all products, but we don't necessarily know who the current vendor is. So why don't we know who the current vendor is? Okay, so let's click out of here and let's zoom out just a little bit. And let's come and look and see here. I'm going to go to the profile page and I'm going to take the add product information out because we don't really want that. Okay, so now we're going to come over and see if we're going to scroll down, we're going to come over and see the add product. Okay, so when we clicked on add product and we click the submit button, it creates a product, okay, and then it links to the product list and it sends the current product and the current vendor. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and see if, oops, because I changed the information linking, I'm going to go in and see if I now have access to a little different information. So if our logged in user email is equal to our current product vendor, VIN user email. So let's see if that gives us the information that we want. So view products, get our list of products, and we still don't have visibility into that. All right, let's look at a different way of getting to that information. Okay, so let's go to our vendor list, view vendors. Now here's me as a vendor. So if I click here, I should have a product list down below. I really need to have two lists, a list of my products and a list of my orders. Okay, and notice that we also on this page, we have a zip code with a comma, so we need to fix that. So let's go to our vendor list, our vendor detail page, which I believe is right here. Nope, vendor list, it's going to be to the right. Here's our vendor detail page. Okay, so let's fix the vendor state, zip, default. We're going to give it no commas. Okay, so we fixed that. What have we got here? We've got a list. Let's look at the list. This is the products, current product, current vendor products. Okay, so I should have all the products for the current vendor. Do I know who the current vendor is? If I click on vendor detail and I come down to my available data, I've got the current vendor. Okay, so I think maybe I just need to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change to country, then I'm going to change back to products, and I'm going to change to current vendor products. Okay, now we're going to see if that shows the products. Sometimes just resetting the links does it. So I'm going to click on View Vendors, and I'm going to go to the Pie Guy, and I don't see any products down here. So let's try a different, instead of current vendor products, let's go to Logged In User Vendors Products. Okay, so now let's go to Preview, View Vendors, click here, and I don't have anything here. So let's go back and let's recreate this section. Let's go into the product name. What do we have? Current product, product name. Okay, let's see what our options would be. Current vendor, products. Okay, so current product, product name is correct. Maybe it's just a matter of we needed to reset the data. So let's go in again and look at preview, view vendors, Pie Guy, and we still don't have it here. So we've got a break. So I'm just going to delete that and we're going to rebuild that. And we're going to try to rebuild this real nice and quick. So we're going to do lists. We're going to do a custom list. We're going to put it over here. And we're going to make this a list of products. And it's going to be the products of the logged in user. Actually, no, we're going to do the current vendor products. Okay, so that's what this should be. And now we're going to grab this and we're going to just test it. Current vendor products, product vendor, order items. So that's it. So current vendor, current product, product name. Okay, now let's just test and see if we're pulling the right data. View vendors, Pie Guy, and we're still not pulling that information in. So products should be tied to vendors, right? So if I come down here and I go to products, I have product vendor, and let's go look and see what we have in the way of connections. Okay, here's my, somehow I don't have this product tied to the, so I've got pizza pie, and I've got, I don't have a connection. So I'm going to delete that product. And I think the problem might be that I created the product the wrong way and the system didn't know. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So we just went through all of that for no good reason. All right. So what I'm going to do real quick, and we're going to go a little longer today. So I'm going to take this product. I'm going to, because I know that we're on the right track now. So we're going to go ahead and make room here for the product. We're going to put the product, current product, product price, and I'm just going to change the price, and we're going to make that a currency, and I'm going to put an image in. So we're going to grab an image, move it over, and we're going to put it in this space right here. And let's see here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit because I want to just do a little bit of spacing. Okay, now we also need a couple of links. We need an edit product link, and so we need a couple of buttons. So I'm going to do a button. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to put this over. So we're going to make this an edit button. So that's going to be an edit button, and we're going to link to edit product. There we go. And that's going to be fine because now we've done that. Now we're going to copy and paste this link, and we're going to have a delete product button. And so we're going to do delete, DEL, and I'm going to get a delete icon, and we're going to remove that. We're going to add the action of delete current product. Okay, and done. And so now what I'm going to do, we have changed our vendor information. Now I should be able to see, oops, I have to add the product as a vendor. So I'm going to click on view vendors. Now I'm going to go to the Pie Guy vendor, and here I'm going to add a product, and we're going to call this Pie number 2, and we'll make it $16.50. Delicious pie. We're going to go ahead and put our product image in. Here's the flat pizza product image. Now we're going to add it, and this will take us to the product list. Okay, so the product is in. Now I'm going to actually, I'm going to go back to the home. I'm going to go click View Vendors, and now I'm going to go to the Pie Guy, and it still doesn't have my product there. Okay, so why do we not have the product there? Product, current vendor, products. I don't know. I do not know why we don't have a product there. So obviously I have to figure that out. We will be back on Monday, and we'll debug this on Monday. It does get frustrating when things don't work the way that you want, but we will figure it out, and we will get you an update on how we fixed it, and we'll do that on Monday. So I'll see you Monday at 3 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in, and in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you Monday. Cheers.